Let me talk to you about my experience with the 17 HMR and Coyotes. I tested out two different loads, the Hornady VMAX and the CCI TNT. You're going to be amazed at the results. I got some great footage. I shot some ballistic gel from Clear Ballistics. I shot some soda cans, and you're going to be amazed at the results on actual game. Stay tuned. All right, I'm leaving Academy Sports. I got the Savage A17 back there. You see the box. I'm excited. Now I have a long drive so I can get to the ranch. I'm gonna stop and get some burgers because I'm hungry, and it's gonna be a fun trip.
Thank you for coming to the director. How may I help you?
How's it going? Let me get the number 2, please. Now I'm heading out of the dollar store. I just got some ice, and I just finished half of my burgers because I always leave one for later and some fries for later. So now I got about another 30-minute drive to the ranch, and I'll be setting everything up for the hunt. This is the turn to get into the property, and I just love this scenery. It's so beautiful, so calming. And shortly here I'm going to get to the gate, and I'm going to start setting everything up for the hunt. Just got to avoid all these potholes, and there is the gate. Yes sir, we made it. The Savage A17 is a semi-automatic rifle with a delayed blowback action, a 22-inch barrel, and 1 in 9 twist. The overall length is 42 inches, weighs about 5.4 pounds, has a 10-round rotary magazine, and a smooth accu trigger that's adjustable roughly 2.5 to 6 pounds. Owlset also includes this really nice carrying case. It's really soft. You get your battery charger, but no battery, a cleaning cloth, the battery cable. You get this range finding device. Here is the mounting for the IR light and the case. I'm just gonna take one shot, and I'm gonna see where it's hitting on that coyote, and then from there I'll make the adjustment. The first 2 shots aimed right there, and I hit down there. So let me make the adjustment and we should be on. I fixed the 1-shot 0, and let's see how accurate I was. Much closer right there. There's a small coyote at 100 yards. Let's see where this is hitting. Okay, hitting a little bit lower than anticipated. Both right there, still consistent. Okay, now let's see if I'm on bullseye. The first two shots were right there with the Hornady. Then these two, I adjusted it higher, I hit it right there. And then instead of going up, I accidentally adjusted it down. And as you can see right here, I hit the block. So that's all of this right here. And then I adjusted it. And see, that's not a bullet hole, that's from the fragments. That's my latest one. So now I just gotta adjust it a little bit lower and a couple clicks to the right, and we'll be there. And finally, after taking a few shots right there, I hit perfectly on bullseye. So as you can see, I took a lot more shots just to make sure, and these were my last ones right here. We got the 16, 17, 18, and those were perfect on the money. So that's done. Now I'm gonna put the TNT to the test. It's safe to say that it's the same zero roughly. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So that's good right there. I got the ballistic gel block at 100 yards. I'm testing out the TNT first, and then I'm gonna try out the VMAX. And this is the 17 TNT. That hit block. Let's go see. Here is the result from the TNT. Look at that beautiful entry point right there. And it dumped all its energy immediately. Very nice fragmentation. And we got bullet penetration all up until 9 inches. Roughly 9 inches. Okay, this is the Hornady on the gel block. That hit block. There is the performance. That is amazing. Look at that. Big difference from the 17 and the 22 Magnum. You can see the energy dump right away from the 17 HMR, and the 22 Magnum does damage, but it zips through a lot further. Got about the same penetration as the TNT Green. We've seen the performance on ballistic gel. Now let's check on soda. What if we want to go soda hunting? We want to see the performance. First, I'm trying out the Hornady VMAX. That is perfect. Look at that. At least it left me a little bit of soda because I actually love RC Cola. It's only that this was the cheapest one at the dollar store. But, wow. Perfect hit. Oh, that was awesome. That is brutal. Look at that. Left me nothing. Well, you be the judge. Which one was better? Which one was more intense and violent? I got everything ready to head out. I'm going to a spot that's about a mile from here. It's a big open area where cows love to graze. I'm going to show you what it looks like during the daytime so that you can get familiar with what it looks like to see what I'm looking at through the scope. Now I've got a handheld thermal, the T2 Thermal Master, and it's going to be my spotting aid. Anything recorded from there, I'm going to show you so that you can see what it looks like. But the Owlset is going to be the one that's recording and taking the shot, the night vision, with the 17 HMR. I'm ready to head out. And I always got my sidearm with me because you never know what's gonna come out. The new Mythical Monsters coloring book from Radlines brings legendary creatures to life with ultra-realistic artwork you can actually sink into. Every monster comes with fun facts, history, and quick quizzes that make you feel like you're immersed in the story. It's the kind of book adults get hooked on and kids won't want to put down. Whether it's for you or for a holiday gift, this one stands out. It's available now on Amazon. The link is below. The first day I got here, I zeroed the scope, I shot the ballistic gel, I shot the soda cans, and then I went and walked. And I went to the first location where I'm gonna hunt. And here, I just stayed quiet, I sat down, and I wanted to see what was coming out without me playing any sounds or any noise, any disturbance. I wanted to sit there, blend in with the environment, and with the thermal, check out what was in the area. People love to argue that the 17 HMR is more than enough for hogs or coyotes with proper shot placement. The debate never dies, so let's settle the coyote and small game performance with these two popular ammo choices. We'll see exactly what this cartridge can really do at just over 100 yards. And by the way, if you're curious about the headlamps that I use, check out the models on Brinyte's listing below. Okay, I'm walking to the tree blind. This is where I'll be hunting, and unfortunately that's probably gonna be in my way. Hopefully not too much. Hi, Mr. Owl. Woo, 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 woo. To you too. Just gotta watch out for the spiders. This stand and this part of the ranch hasn't been kept up in a long time. All of the cutting that I did was to clear up just a small section so that I can have a better view. The branches that I cut are below me, and they're giving me cover. I definitely have a clearer shot in front of me and to the side of me now. I saw an opossum, I saw some raccoons, and really not anything worth shooting. So I also noticed that there were some branches in the way, so I had to do some ranch work the next day. I just got my taxes done before I came to the ranch, and I got these two very cool and premium feeling pens. Here is the business card. Make sure to check them out if you're in the area. Tell her Rad Ops sent you. If you live around the Houston area and you need income tax service or a notary public, check out EC Services and ask for Cecilia Sarmiento. Hablan español y inglés. The second day started with ranch work. I went and cut all the branches that were in the way and that were obstructing my view. I also cut some trees that were along the tree line so that I can see further left. And this paid off, because later on, when I went back to the same spot for the hunt, I was able to see so much more. And this was awesome. I was happy with all my work and the results, and it paid off. It's day 2 of the hunt. and I just packed my lunch. I got a couple waters, I got a protein shake right here, that's actually a protein yogurt, some dried mango, some chips, tuna, and mayonnaise with condiments. I can make me a sandwich with that. Got a little pastry cake here and some grapes. Now I'm gonna set everything up. There's the rifle. I got the T2 Thermal Master out, and I noticed that there was a heat signature along the tree line walking. And so I grabbed the Owlset, and the IR light shined amazing. And I was looking crystal clear through the scope. I saw that it was a coyote. The eyes were shining just like they were supposed to. And I noticed that it was moving too much, and it was at about 140 yards. So this was gonna put the VMAX to the test. And so I waited until I got a good heart shot because I didn't wanna take a headshot and miss because it was so far away. I waited, I got the perfect moment, squeezed, and boom, I hit him right there. He jumped and he took off. So I waited about 15-20 minutes and I went to go check. But unfortunately, I didn't see anything. I didn't see any blood. I went and I actually found where he was, where I shot, but when I looked, there was no blood. And I walked along the brushes, I went into the trees, and I didn't see anything. So I called it a day. What's up, cows? Scaredy cow. I see a raccoon. I see a raccoon. He's going down. I'm gonna go after the raccoon. Most of the time, the feeders are cleaned out by the raccoons, the squirrels, and various birds before the hogs and deer even show up. That's why we have a fence, to at least keep the cattle out. But the main culprits are the raccoons. Let's just see what it looks like with the Owlset. But the audio quality is so bad on this scope though. Man, that was exciting. My heart is still pounding. Yes, I put a good shot on him. I aimed right at the heart, but he was a bit further than I expected. So I think it dropped a little bit and I might have hit him just a little bit low, especially judging how he jumped up. But man, I'm so excited. I want to go see, but I'm going to wait a little bit and I'm going to see if something else comes out. But the coyote was right there around the brush. I think it was looking for a critter, maybe a rabbit or a rat mouse or something. But I waited until I got a good broadside shot.
and I put a good shot on. Wow. Yes. We set out to get a coyote. The Savage A17 got the job done. The Owlset, wow. I'm happy. Thanks for joining me. And wow, I want to go look already, but I'm going to wait just a little bit. Yes.
I think it was right here. New spot. I think this was it. I think it was right here. And I'm gonna come back the next morning and check it out and see if with daytime I can see something. The next day pretty much started out with a coyote search. I went to the same spot, I retraced my steps, pretty much like a sniper. I looked at exactly where the shot was and I recreated where he ran through, but I think I just hit him pretty good. But coyotes are resilient animals and a hard shot is less likely to drop him on the spot. So he probably went and died in a forest somewhere. So it did the job, but not as good as what I wanted to. But hey, I was happy we got a coyote and we started off pretty good. Last time I was here, I shot a couple coyotes and a few raccoons, but I wasn't able to recover one coyote and one raccoon. So today I'm gonna go see if I can find them. Let's go and see what comes out along the way. Day 3. I came exactly where I was at, and I'm looking exactly in the line of sight where I shot the coyote so that I can make sure that I'm looking in the right direction. And yeah, I was. So I saw no blood, but now that there's daylight, I'm gonna go check and see if I see him. So it should be directly those trees right there. Right here. Okay, so it was right here. Okay, should be signs of something right here, so let me start checking. This is where the coyote was when I shot it. And I looked through the footage and it does look like I put a good shot on him, but the 17, it might have fragmented a little too much from the distance. It was about 135, 140 yards. So it might have hit and not exited and maybe not penetrated enough. And I couldn't find the coyote. I looked everywhere. In these upcoming days, we'll see if the buzzards show up, but I think he went far into the forest. I don't doubt that I hit it. I just don't know if it was lethal or if he just went too deep into the forest. So let me show you where the blind is. And you'll be able to see the line of sight right here. This is exactly the shot that I took right there. So the shot came here, boom. Here, and it hit the coyote right there and he took off running. The next day I went to the same location and I started playing some vocalizations, and I noticed that there was some sounds right behind me, right under the tree stand. I grabbed the thermomaster and I looked down and I noticed that there was a coyote right under my stand. I could not believe it because I couldn't move. There's metal around me. If I move, the backpack makes noise. If I grab the rifle, I could make noise. And he was right behind me walking, and then right in front of me walking. So I should have grabbed the pistol, but I wanted to get footage. So I got the Owlset, and when I tried to look for him, coyotes never really stay in the same spot for too long. And once I saw him again with the thermomaster a second time, I wasn't able to find him with the Owlset and he was gone. So Man, that one, it was an adrenaline rush. It was so fun, but unfortunately it got away. And I saw some other critters that were in the area, but that was pretty much it. So I decided to go to another location, to area 2. And here in this area, there were so many opossums, so many raccoons, and there's just been an overpopulation. So I decided to take a few opossums and a raccoon, actually 2 raccoons, and unfortunately, I was disappointed with the VMAX. It didn't do the trick. It hit him, and I knew it was a good shot, a headshot right under the stand, and I had to put 2 or 3 shots on one opossum, and the other one I also had to put 2 shots on him, and he went and died further out. And it was just not as effective as I wanted it to be. And at 100 yards, I shot a raccoon, and he tumbled, and he ran off. And so I couldn't believe it. So I went and checked. I didn't see any blood for the raccoons. I did find the opossums, but it took too many shots. And after that, I just decided to call it a day and call it a week. And I'm gonna come back later.
This setup is really light, only 8 pounds, 5.4 coming from the rifle and 2.5 coming from the scope and the IR light. The Owlset records in 1080p. It's really crisp, and the inside screen is a full color OLED. It's fantastic. The scope is IP68 waterproof. It holds up to 256 microSD cards, and it has a lot of reticles and reticle profiles. Currently, I'm on the first one with the 400 VMAX. That's what you just saw right now. And profile 2 is the TNT. I just don't like the microphone too much. It doesn't pick up the voices really well, but at least it records sound so that I can hear the shot.
This is what we want to see. Small critters like this rabbit are able to procreate and have a healthy population if we control the coyote numbers. Coyotes are opportunistic and will search and kill varmints like rodents, raccoons, and opossums. They love to hunt small deer and cattle, but their main diet consists of rabbits. Really, ideally, what I should have done was grab the pistol and use this light that I have right here on my hat to identify them, and then actually take a shot and record it with the thermal. But I had my pistol under the seat and it was in the holster. So I reached for the rifle and I figured that I would be able to identify the coyote no problem. But I didn't see him, and I grabbed the thermal again and I couldn't identify him. So coyotes move really quickly. They're not like deer that stay there and eat and graze. They're on the move quickly, and if they smell you or hear you, you can guarantee it that they're gone just like that. and that's why I don't want to move so quickly or make any sudden movements, because there's metal, there's clinging. I didn't want my rifle or something to hit. So that's why you should always have your sidearm with you, somewhere where you can grab it off the holster or on you on the holster, but ready. So now it should have been on my hip, but I literally just got here. That's why it's important that as soon as you get here, get the shooting gear ready, because you can't plan when the animals are going to come out. They're just going to come out, and sometimes they'll wind you, sometimes they won't. That's how it happens. But wow, that was exciting. Okay, we're getting to the first opossum, and I just didn't like the fact that we had to give him two to take him down with the 17 HMR. I see him over there. Yeah, there he is. Okay, so it did the trick with that one. Now let's go look for the raccoons. The second opossum was right behind that tree, and there's the stand right there. And so that's about 120 feet. I'm getting to the spot where I shot both raccoons, and I'm not seeing any blood. Well, no, it's not blood. So there's no signs of a blood trail, but for sure, based on the video, they were hits. So at this distance, which is about 120, 130 yards, the 17 HMR is not effective on raccoons, much less on the coyote, which also ran when we hit him. I'm looking for the raccoons, but I'm not seeing anything. I know it was a hit. You can tell by the way they reacted, but I don't know where they're at. I don't see either of them, and they both ran the same direction. So I'm guessing they took off into the forest, and if it was enough penetration, they're gonna expire in there. And right now there's a lot of overgrowth and lots of snakes, and I don't want to go just in there like that. I left the ranch after the successful hunt, and I decided to come back a week later. So I'm going through the usual routine and buying what I need for the hunt. We have unfinished business, and I won't stop until I have clear results. I need to know the limits of this rifle with the ammo that I selected. Now here is something interesting. There is a backbone and some black feathers. So it looks like they might have dragged them out here. Let me look for more evidence. Okay, it's a good sign. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is the bottom part of the skull. Okay, so where's the top? Oh, there's the top. Oh, nice. Nice. That's what I was looking for. Look at this. Nice. Look at that. That is super cool. Yeah. And it still has the teeth and everything. All right. Definitely taking that as a collection. Nice. Very, very cool. Okay. First off, I'm trying the Hornady VMAX again. I have to try it again. Too many hunters use this successfully and swear by it. So I need a headshot or behind the ear shot at 108 yards. I have left a dead hog with remains under the feeder to attract the coyotes, and it worked. Now I just need to wait for a clear shot. After reviewing the footage, I put a good shot on that coyote, right behind the ear. So about 125, 130 yards, and right behind the ear. That's as best shot as it's gonna get. So let's go check it out and let's see if it was enough to take it down, because at about 145 yards last time when I put a hard shot, it wasn't enough. It took off. So let's see. I'm excited that I got a good shot. I waited until it started eating again, and when it presented the headshot right there, I took it. So that was exciting. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm excited, and I'm gonna go check it out, and hopefully I find it. After being let down by the VMAX ammo, I finally gave the TNT ammo a chance, since I didn't have high hopes for it. Now I'm going for a next shot or a headshot only. Let's see how it performs. I can't imagine it will be any better than the VMAX. Hell yeah, did you see the performance? Man, he fell back so badass. Put a really good shot on him, and I really like the TNT ammo a lot better than the VMAX, and the results speak for themselves. So I'm gonna pick everything up and let's go check them out. That was really fun. After the amazing performance of the TNT, I tried to give the VMAX one last try before discarding it forever. And here are two raccoons that are eating the corn that's not theirs. Let's try one more headshot at 100 yards. Before I could even go down there and check on the coyote to see if he's down there by the feeder, I saw that there was two raccoons making their way to the feeder. And we have some unfinished business with the raccoons because they love to go in there and take all the corn. So I took this opportunity to take another headshot, and I put a really good shot on that raccoon. So I'm gonna wait a little bit actually to see if something else comes out, and hopefully maybe another coyote or a pair comes out. And if not, then I'll go check and see if the coyote and the raccoon are there. So this is fun, exciting. Okay, I'm getting to the feeder. There's the hog remains. And I'm looking for the raccoon. I don't see him. Definitely not happy with the performance of the 17 at this distance. And the coyote definitely hit him in the head. And I don't see him. I'm gonna go look for him right now. There's the feeder. The coyote ran this way, but I don't see the coyote anywhere. So I'm not sure if it went deep into the brush or not, but I'm not gonna go in looking for him. I know I put a good shot, so I gotta say I'm a little disappointed in the 17 HMR. Even at this distance, it still should have done better with that headshot right behind the neck shot. Look at those spiders. Okay, and let's go look for the coyote. They've been eating all of this. So I hit him right here. And there he is. And that's a small one too. No, well, he wasn't too small, but not too big. But there he is. Perfect neck shot. Look at that frontal hit. Very, very happy with the performance of the TNT ammunition. Look at that. That's awesome. Big difference from the VMAX. Size of my boot. So not too big, not too small. Good size. So let me grab the rope and haul him out. Damn, that was a fun hunt. I've always wanted a 17 HMR, and I've always been told that if you put it in the right place, you can take big hogs and coyotes at a good distance. But the VMAX, they just weren't performing like I wanted it to, and I thought it was just a round. But once I changed to the TNT, man, that was a big difference in performance. And I'm happy to go home with one coyote down for sure, because I don't know if the other ones, they pretty much, I'm sure they died somewhere, because the VMAX probably still penetrated and did some damage, but not enough like the TNT. So that was fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like and subscribe, and there's some more hunts like this coming soon.
Que sigues en lo mismo, mintiendo, puro egoísmo. Y lo más gracioso, ¿pa' qué negar? Todos somos